Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends, another champion guide for you guys. How are y'all doing? Today we have my favorite little bug, big bug, lizard, whatever he is. It's NEKMO freaking THAAR. I love this dude. So enjoy. I demand the director's cut. This definitely could have been longer. Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever video that was that you were commenting on. I just pulled NEKMO. Can't wait to see another guide on him. You got it. NEKMO THAAR, please. I need to rebuild him. He's currently doing no damage for me in HYDRA. Need more crit rate, crit damage. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that. Just got a NEKMO THAAR and a knocked yesterday. Want to see a guide on the Husk, please? And then maybe one on NEKMO. Well, sorry, we're doing it in the wrong order, Sam Adams. But I appreciate, what you did for the beer in our country. It's cold inside. I'm joking. It's cold inside. Says, I pulled NEKMO THAAR in the 2-time event, and that just passed. I know he's a beast, and I would love a guide on him. NEKMO THAAR, NEKMO THAAR, NEKMO THAAR, Game Reaper. You ask, and you shall receive, guys. NEKMO THAAR, I really think, is the best HYDRA champion out there, other than Akrisia. Maybe other than Molly Tankard. I just think he's so freaking incredible. Dude. He's great. Okay, what am I doing? Why am I in Skinwalkers? He's a lizard man. I just called him a bug. NEKMO THAAR. Here he is, guys. First of all, he looks cool, man. He's got a cool look about him, right? I mean, he's a bug and he came to battle. That's what he's up to. A legendary support, Spirit Affinity, Lizardmen, not Skinwalker champion, and AoE on the A1 attacks all enemies. Has a 40% chance to place a decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Big version. Increases 75% against targets under debuffs. Okay, so a dependable AoE with the best damage mitigator out there in decrease attack in terms of debuffs on his A1. We're already cooking. We're already cooking here. Planar Chains on his A2, 3-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies, 100% chance to place a decreased speed and a leech. Ooh! I love leech, but I love decreased speed. Decreased speed on HYDRA, I can't overstate how much having a decreased speed on an AoE can really get you a ton more damage overall, especially on a 3-turn cooldown against HYDRA clan boss guys. And not just HYDRA, really anywhere. Decreased speed is, at the risk of stating the super obvious, it decreases their speed by 30%. That's big. All right. Speed weirding on his A3, a 4-turn cooldown, but it's better than that. Plays a big version of increased speed on all allies for 2 turns, fills their turn meter by 30%, and then grants an extra turn. Ooh, that's really good. The extra turn allows this to essentially be on a 3-turn cooldown because you get that extra turn, reducing the cooldown from a 4 to a 3. And then we get this basically on a 2-turn cooldown because of the extra turn every 3 turns. So we're basically able to keep decreased speed and leech and decrease attack up almost all the time with this dude. That's very powerful, not to mention all those turn meter boosts by 30% on your squad. And then on the passive, fills his champion's turn meter by 5% each time a debuff on an enemy is removed, transferred, or expires. Ooh! This is really powerful. It's not each time a debuff cast by this champion, it's just straight up debuffs. That is broken. This guy is an absolute monster when it comes to turn meter fill and speed. It brings speed in all battles by 19% as well. I just think he's one of the best champions in the game. Like, I really do. Not the best, but he's certainly up there. He is a monster of a champion. Certainly HYDRA, as we spoke about. So what are his multipliers here? Look at Hell Hades. They give him a 4.5. HYDRA God. They give him a 4.5 or a 5 in basically every dungeon. It's really good. And then Dark Fae, I think he's a 5 in Dark Fae. I run him on my main Dark Fae team. I run him on the same team as Lysandra. And it's just like, forget it, man. Like, that is the ultimate turn meter control. But even by himself, I think he's one of the best Dark Fae leads you can have. And Dark Fae is one of the most important dungeons. I think the most important dungeon to farm in terms of Doom Tower because of lethal gear. So multipliers here, a 1.8 weak attack and a 3.1 average attack on the A2 and the A1 respectively. So that comment on the early on in the video talking about not enough damage out of him, I want to be clear, he's not really a damage champion, right? He is a debuffer, and boost the hell out of your team's speed. Increase speed and the turn meter boost, right? And he's going so fast and so often and putting so many debuffs out there that he's boosting, even though this is a 4-turn cooldown, kind of like a 3-turn cooldown. Way worth booking this champion, by the way. Like, super worth booking, right? Even though it's a 4 and then kind of a 3, it's really way faster than that because of the passive, right? So he's able to keep this increased speed almost all the time up on your allies, not to mention 30% turn meter boost galore, right? And just by virtue that he has an AoE on his A1 and an AoE on his A2, he's going to be bringing some damage. A significant amount of damage considering he's a support champion to your team, right? But it would be wrong to look at him as a damage dealer, meaning like that's the biggest thing that you want out of him. He's one of those champions, kind of like, I don't know, a Lady Kimmy type champion, right? They're quite different, but they're similar in a lot of ways too. Increase speed, decrease speed, a lot of turn meter boost, turn meter passive, stuff like that, right? And with both of these champions, once you put them on a Hydra team, I'm going to show you my main Hydra team, by the way, guys. So pay to win warning, but you'll see NEKMO THAAR, in the end game at his best. Doesn't matter what kind of team he's on, he's going to make the team so much better. This is my main Hydra clan boss team, guys. We're going to go on the most difficulty, Nightmare. It's a little redundant, huh? And we're just going to try to beat Harrier. That's our only goal here, is try to outdamage Harrier. And he's running NEKMO THAAR in his lead as well. Actually, a very similar team that we're going to be running here. But anyway, NEKMO THAAR, he's going to just keep everybody doing more of what they do very, very well, right? But before we get to the team, guys, I want to show you how I have him built, right? So good old NEKMO. Oh, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. All right, so we have him in terms of blessings, Brimstone. I think it's a pretty good option. 15% chance of smite. Get a little bit extra survivability as well. He's got AoEs everywhere, so you're going to be placing plenty of smites from this champion throughout the duration of the battle. Masteries, we have him with a War Master. Obviously, that's going to help get some extra damage out of this champion. So going down the offensive tree, getting War Master, picking up Life Drinker. He's going to be healing himself along the way, just in case we need it. Support tree, I went with Accuracy, went with Master Hexer, went with Sniper as well. Keep in mind, on this champion, on his A1, Master Hexer is obviously going to be useful for all 3 of his debuffs, but Sniper is going to be really beneficial for that decrease attack to get that up and land that more dependently, especially over the duration of a longer battle. On the artifacts, I tested out NEKMO THAAR in triple speed or triple perception really fast. We're talking like 320, 350 speed, around that neighborhood. But I have so much more success with this champion, swapping out a lot of speed for relentless gear. You guys know me, right? At this point, you probably know that I've come to the realization that if you want more damage and better results in Hydra Clan Boss, take your damage dealers out of their Savage gear, put them in Relentless. Take your support champions out of their whatever gear and put them in Relentless if you can, if you have the gear. I think Relentless, for me at least, the proof is in the pudding. It has dramatically increased my overall damage, my overall survivability by putting as many champions as I possibly can in Relentless. So for that reason, I think NEKMO THAAR in Relentless is amazing. He already has an extra turn mechanic in his kit as well. More extra turns, right? We're just going to keep this bug going even faster throughout the duration of the battle. As I mentioned, if you don't have any Relentless or you don't want to build him in Relentless, you can build him, of course, in triple perception. I think that's a nice, easy, and effective way to go because we need accuracy on this champion. And, of course, we also want speed as much as possible. So speed and accuracy are going to be our priorities when building this champion stat-wise. And then, sure, let's try to get some crit rate, some crit damage. Let's try to min-max this champion if we can afford to do so, meaning if he's not dying, right? So here's how I have him built. HP on the banner, crit damage on the amulet, and HP with some defense on the ring. Survivability is important, especially as you progress in this game. You can't have everybody built squishy. You're just going to die and that's it, right? So we definitely prioritize the survivability on our accessories. Certainly, we have speed on the boots. Wait a second. We need to get a speed ascension on this champion too. We have attack percentage with some accuracy on the chest, and we have crit damage on the gauntlets. So there's nothing wrong on this champion with going crit rate on the gauntlets, right? If you can't get the crit rate from the substats elsewhere. Or there's really nothing wrong with going War Master and just going with HP percentage or defense percentage based on wherever you are in the game, you know? The only thing you don't want to do is go like attack percentage or something crazy like that on the gauntlets, right? Attack percentage on the chest is fine. Again, assuming you can keep this dude alive. The nice thing is his base defense is pretty high at 1200. Almost, right? So that's easy to scale up. His HP isn't awful, but it's not great for a support, certainly. So, you know, prioritizing HP, that's why we went with Brimstone as well. Get an extra 5K there. Have him over 50K is going to be good for where we're using him. So that's the build. Those are the masteries, guys. You can go support tree on this champion as well. Maybe go down, pick up Retribution for more AoEs, thus more decreased attacks on his A1. Another option for you guys. So here's the squad. On this rotation, I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do here because we don't have a lot of survivability. We have an increased defense, and that's about it. We might need to add another reviver onto the team. Right now, we only have Molly Tankard. Let's just see how we do, though. I think getting like that Pythion or something onto the team might be the way to go, or a Duchess or something like that as well. We can probably do without Contra the Cyclone. However, with all of Contra the Cyclone's debuffs, think about how the synergy between that and NEKMO THAAR's passive, right? All that turn meter, because all of those debuffs are constantly falling off. So check out, speaking of turn meter, check out NEKMO THAAR's turn meter as we kind of, I'm not going to show you the entire battle, obviously, but as we go along here, right? It fills up pretty dang fast. And again, we do have a reviver on the team. Takes that extra turn, goes into the A2. You'll see decreased speed, decreased attack on all the Hydra heads right now. Everything's looking good. Damage is certainly looking good. Damage is not going to be a problem considering we're running Michinaki and Acrizia on this team. As I said, it's my #1 Hydra clan boss build. I can basically use it in every any difficulty. I mean, if you have Acrizia, it's like a cheat code for Hydra, you know? But even if we didn't have Acrizia on this team, it would still be my best team. I would just sub in another damage dealer in that spot, right? Whether it be a Husk or a Royal Guard or a Trunda, or, you know, there's so many different directions I could go there, right? So far, so good. And again, just notice, I wish there was a way. I guess you could just go into like a Hades optimizer or whatever, or Deadwood Jedi speed tuner thing. But I wish there was a way to see how many turns that he is taking versus everybody else on the team, because I think the results would shock you at the end of a battle, right? Like, he's going to be taking sometimes like 3 or 4 times as many turns as other champions on the team because of his extra turn mechanic, because of his speed, because of his passive, and because of his relentless gear, right? So you can see he's able to keep, most importantly, I would say, that decreased speed up there pretty much all the time, right? I mean, not only that, but the increased speed on my team all the time. Now, granted, we do have another increased speed champion in Tuwana Rock on this team, but we don't need we need the increased defense she's bringing. We don't need the increased speed because NEKMO pretty much has it covered, you know, unless he's eaten, of course. So, I mean, you guys kind of get the point. Look at Acrizia just doing no big deal, just doing a lot of damage, right? So, yeah, really, really love this team, guys. NEKMO is a huge part of it. He's one of the more difficult champions. I don't want to say impossible, but yeah, kind of impossible to replace champion out there, right? There's no motor AoE champion like this in the entire game. So if you're watching this because you have him, congratulations. I truly think you have one of the best one of the most unsung heroes in PvE content in Raid Shadow Legends. Again, I'm only going to show you Hydra today because I kind of feel like once you see him the champion, you kind of know what he's doing, right? And this is where he's best utilized. But yeah, you could run him in a similar way. Look at this. Gets the double extra turn there. You see that? The double extra turn. No big deal. Just hammering away. And even though his multipliers aren't great, we're able to min-max him anyway. You know, partially because of the billion debuffs that we're bringing to the table, just out of controlling all these Hydra heads. We're able to min-max him to get that damage up there a little bit. So keep in mind, whatever the final result that you guys see in terms of what his damage is going to be here, And even if things go bad RNG-wise, I'm going to keep this result because I just need to get my my turns in here. Acrizia, you'll see, she just took an extra turn. She's in Relentless gear as well, right? I'll show you all the builds on all these champions at the end in the damage screen. But man, oh man, I think I've drooled enough over NEKMO THAAR. At this point, you guys kind of get the picture. I'll come at you guys at the end of this battle, and we'll see what kind of damage we can put up with this team. Be right back, guys. All right, guys, here 50 minutes later. Good God, we beat it. We beat Harrier, I should say, and that's all that really matters, right? In this video, I'm kind of tempted to keep the team going. But I have things to do, places to be, people to see, and I don't want to wait a whole hour on this HYDRA clan boss battle, but obviously the results are very, very nice. Moreover, I've been on auto the entire battle. I have not taken it down off auto for even one moment. Really thanks again to Acrizia in a large part because she's able to rescue anybody who's consumed or devoured really, really quickly. What is it? Devoured. It devoured really, really quickly. So there we go, guys. We're going to stop it here at what? 205 million? Let's stop it at 205. I think that's going to be a safe spot. We've already won keyed, or the clan has already gotten the max rewards anyway, so there's no reason to keep it on. And one more hit from Acrizia should do it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the final numbers. End battle, end battle. So here we go. What did NEKMO THAAR do? What do you think? So much. Also, it's worth noting here, guys, that NEKMO THAAR was just healer extraordinaire, right? That leech is so important on this team because we don't have healers, like real big lack of heals except for Tawana A1 ability. So anyway, we have NEKMO THAAR at 13 million, Molly at 4 million, Michinaki 53, Acrizia 109, Contra 13, and Tawana almost 10. We should have let her get one more hit in. But you can see that NEKMO THAAR, again, damage wasn't bad, but keep in mind that this is a long battle, 50 minutes, and Tawana almost got as much damage as he did, and she only has a hard-hitting A1 and A2, I guess, but single target. Regardless, though, NEKMO THAAR, this run was made possible by the two champions that didn't get a ton of damage, or I guess three. Tawana, NEKMO THAAR, and Molly, right? Obviously, Acrizia, fantastic as well. But really, it's just such great synergy between this team, between all the debuffs, how that synergizes with NEKMO's passive, the increased speed, the turn meter boost constantly from NEKMO THAAR, the provoke and turn meter boost constantly from Molly, the decreased defense, the buff removal, the hex from Michinaki, the damage from Acrizia, and the cleanse from Tawana, guys. So we're going to keep that result. Eat that, Harrier! I'm just joking. Harriers, I doubt he's watching this video this late into the video, but he's a really good dude. And just giving him a hard time here when it comes to competing with him on all the HYDRA clan boss runs. So here we go, guys. Let's see the total damage just so I can show you the builds. Here we go. And it is Relentless. Triple Perception on Molly. Relentless, Relentless, Reflex, Relentless. So there you guys have it. NEKMO THAAR, an absolute speed demon of a bug who is worth your books, worth your resources, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, take care, guys.